गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः.
Swami.
Class is started, pranams afterwards, whoever it was, I don't know. So we are in Jnaneshwari, Bhavartha Deepika, chapter 18. We are in OV 66, verse 66, OV number 1470. And here we were looking at the preface, the summary of the Bhagavad Gita from the mouth of our Gyaneshwari Maharaj. And he is extolling the greatness of the Bhagavad Gita, and Lord Krishna taught the Bhagavad Gita, where are we? Lord Krishna taught the Vedas in the form of Gita so that all can grasp them with ease. Just as the entire household gets the supply of milk which the cow releases for the sake of its calf, so the entire world becomes eligible for salvation through Arjuna. The clouds send rain out of kindness to the Chataka bird, but the world gets satisfaction from it. The sun, the sun rises every morning to make the helpless lotus blossom, but the eyes of all people become gratified in its light, in its sight or light. Thus, on the plea of Arjuna, Lord Krishna revealed the Gita to the world and lightened the heavy burden of his existence. We saw all this last week. I just read it out so that we know where we are, and we talked about it in detail. Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Duktha Gopalanandana, something like that. It goes. All those examples were there, and now we come to, where are we? Again, I got the wrong page here. One moment. This is 181. We don't want 181. One moment. 171. This is right. So from 1471. Sarvashastra Ratna Deepti Uzalitaha Trijagati Suryu Nave Lakshmi Pati Vaktrakashica Bapakulan Pavitra Bapakulate Pavitra Jethica Parthu Ya Jnana Patra Zene Gita Kele Shastra Avaru Zaga He Aso Mama Tene Mag Tene Sadguru Shri Krishne Sadguru Shri Krishne Parthache Misarane Anile Dvaita Pathi Mahnatase Pandava Shastra He Manale Ki Jiva Tethaye Rumane Deva Apuliya Krupa Tari Nidhana Zodavaya Bhagya Ghade Gadhananjaya Pari Zodile Bhogavaya Vipaye Hoya. Now, what does he say here? He says, he is thus not only the Lord of Lakshmi, but he is the veritable sun who has illumined the three worlds by the brilliance of the gem in the form of Gita text. So, don't take Lord Narayana, Bhagwan. It doesn't say Shri Krishna Uvacha. It says Bhagavan Uvacha. And when it is Bhagavan Uvacha, then the wife of that Bhagwan is our Lakshmi Mata. So don't just take him to be only the husband of Lakshmi or the Lord of Lakshmi, but he is the sun who has illumined the three worlds. Which are the three worlds? Bhurva Swaha, Jagrat Swapna Sushupti, the Bhutakash, Chittakash and Chidakash, three worlds. The gross, the subtle and the causal, three. The Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, and all this. All three also means Triputi. The seer seen seeing. So he is illuminated the three worlds by the brilliance of gem in the form of Gita text. So when we have studied the Gita text, every aspect, how to do karma, how to do bhakti, how to practice jnana, three worlds again, at body level, mind level, intellect level, all this was covered by the Lord in the Gita text. Holy is that dynasty which gave birth to Arjuna, who became eligible for the knowledge and made, where are we, man? Made its enclosure free for all. That is the greatness of our Jnaneshwari Maharaj. He is also doing the same, and same thing Arjuna did. Arjuna invoked that knowledge out of Lord Shri Krishna for the benefit of all, and Gyaneshwari Maharaj spoke of it in a language which is free for all local language. Everyone was allowed to come and listen to Bhagavad Gita when Gyaneshwari Maharaj is doing the pravachan. So also, if it was not Arjun, he is the Nimitta Karan, because of whom the Gita, the essence of the Vedas came out in the form of Gita from the Lord's mouth. And we got it, and it has stood the test of time, 5,500 years, more than that. And still it's relevant. There will never be a time that it is not relevant. There will never be a time when the Vedas will not be relevant. They will always be relevant. Why? Because they are the breath of the Lord Himself. See? Then Lord Krishna, the worthy preceptor, saw that Arjuna had become dissolved in his self and restored the sense of duality in him. The Lord saw that this idiot who we all have gone to sleep, then He restores the sense of duality so that we don't become lazy. How does He do that? By waking us up. You don't wake up. He wakes us up. Waking happens and you say, I woke up, or I am awake. Similarly, after such a divine discourse and guidance by the Lord with such a close proximity, Arjun became merged in the self. This was our situation when we are studying with Swamiji. Towards the last 3-4 months, when the Upanishads were going on, each Upanishad is taking us to that height of contemplation. And at the same time, Bhagavad Gita, we are coming to the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita also. Oh, it was just divine. After all the 1.5 years, 1 year, 8 months, 9 months of contemplation, hard work, going through six, seven classes every day, only, and it's not that we were sleeping only 4 hours, 5 hours because we wanted, we never felt sleepy, and yet we were fresh the next day. And going through all that, and when the Upanishads came and the Bhagavad Gita conclusion was coming up, it was all divine bliss. Tears were rolling. Body was stiff as a rod. Wouldn't want to move when the pravachan is going on. And that time Swamiji will sometimes crack a joke. Why? To bring us back to learning mode, not a dissolved mode. And that's exactly what Lord Krishna is doing here. He says, he sees the worthy preceptor saw the teacher. Who is that? What is the difference between a teacher and a student? Student is the seeker. The teacher is the knower. And here, Krishna is the ultimate knower. He is the Lord. Nothing is hidden from him. And he saw the disposition of Arjuna. And he sees that this fellow is slowly getting absorbed in his essential nature. If he gets absorbed in the essential nature, who will fight the war? If he gets absorbed in the essential nature, he will get realized. If he gets realized, who will fight the war? See, when Swami Vivekananda asked Ramakrishna Paramahansa, have you seen God? Bhagwan showed him the God. Bhagwan Ramakrishna Paramahansa transferred all his knowledge to to Swami Vivekananda, and he started the story. There are different stories about it. He started using the siddhi for healing people, for showing off, etc., etc. And one day Ramakrishna Paramahansa came to know, and he says, and not only that, he did that, but as that went away, then he started living in absorption more and more. Now, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, why did he select Vivekananda? To get his job done. Why did Lord Krishna select Arjuna? To get his job done. What was the job? Get the Bhagavad Gita out of him. You need a trigger. So that Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramahansa told him, now till your job is not complete, you will not be able to sit in Samadhi Abhyas. You have to work. You have to do the job. And sir, don't do that. What will happen to, I want to be in meditation, I want to be in absorption. He says, when the time is right, it will start again. Right now you work. And few days before he was, some say 3 days, some say few days before, he came to know that time is coming. And he went into deep absorption himself. See? So when the time is right, then it will happen. If he had gone into absorption there and then, when Ramakrishna Paramahansa blessed him, then who would have written the extensive works of Vivekananda, commentaries on all the scriptures? Who would have traveled and spread the Sanatan Dharma everywhere? Who would have guided so many Mahatmas? See, the job has to be done. Whose job? Not Vivekananda's job. It is his guru's job. That's why he selected him. So similarly here, Bhagwan Sri Krishna, he asks Arjuna, wanting to bring him back to duality from the vision of unity. And he says, are you now convinced by what I have told you in the form of Gita? Then Arjuna said, O Lord, I am convinced by your grace. Then the Lord said further, O winner of wealth, one secures the good treasure through good fortune, but barely one is able to enjoy it. That is the tragedy of today. What is that? We have got all the wealth but no health. We have got all the food but everyone is diabetic or someone is having some allergy, something or the other. Everything is available. But health is not there. We got long lives, but what is the quality of life? Pathetic. Pain everywhere. Pain here, pain there, pain everywhere. Yes, that's the way. So that is the tragedy. That we have all the opulence, but all the wealth, but no peace at home, no peace in our mind. Our desires have not become less. See? And therefore, Bhagwan is asking that, O winner of wealth, one sees the good treasure through good fortune, all the good things in our life, including scriptures, including our ability to understand the scriptures, including the Guru Maharaj in your life, including the love for the Lord, love for the scriptures, reverence for the scriptures, reverence for the Lord, reverence towards the teacher, reverence towards your own ability. All this is because of His grace alone, not because of our doing. Good fortune, but rarely one is able to enjoy it. Why? We allow our mind to hijack us every now and then. And in this way, continuing from 175th verse, he says, where are we? One 475, na? हाँ 76. पै क्षीर सागरा ये वडे अविरजी दुधाचे भांडे सुरा असुरा के वडे मथिता झाले ते सायास ही फळा आले ते अमृत ही ढोळा देखिले परिवरी चिली चुकले जतने तेथ अमरत्वा वागरिले ते मरणाचे लागी झाले भोगो नेणता जोडले ऐसे आहे नहुषु स्वर्गाधिपती झाला परी राहाटी भावांबला तो भुजंगत्व पावला नेणसी काई म्हणूनी बहुत पुण्य तुवा केले तेणे धनंजया आजी शास्त्र राजा या झालासी विषयो. He says in the 1-4, O Arjuna, see what hard toil the gods and demons must have undertaken to churn the uncoagulated milk of the big pot of the milky ocean. Is that what the verse is saying? Kshira Sagara, correct, we are in the right place. Of the ocean, that toil bore fruit and brought them nectar, but they could not take proper, where are we? They could not take proper care of it, and what was supposed to bring immortality became fatal to demons. Why it became? Because they wanted to possess it. They were jealous of the suras. They wanted to steal, and they wanted to only use it for themselves without sharing it with others. They all started fighting that I will have first, I will have first, I will have first, and in that the nectar, amrit, chalak gaya, it sprinkled on the earth. That is where all the Kumbh Mela happens, wherever it got sprinkled. Nasik, Ujjain, and Prayagraj. So they put all the hard work. We also put hard work in life. But we don't surrender. We put hard life, we want to possess. I learned, I studied, I wrote the thesis, I gave the lectures. Some Mahatmas keep a tab. They are given so many 500 Gita Gyan Yagya. They keep a tab. We have taken this Upanishad for 16 times now 17th time will start. What are we trying to achieve by doing that? Such is the tragic result of acquiring affluence without the knowledge of how to enjoy it. What are the three desires that persecute us? Desires we are talking about, huh? Putreshna, Vitteshna, and Lokeshna. Eshna means desire. So what is the first desire? Putreshna, desire to procreate. That my lineage should continue. Someone will put fire to my, when I die, then I'll go to heavens. So you mean that those who are buried, they don't go to heaven? Only by fire you can go to heaven. In the worldly sense, huh? Our scriptures say only by fire. See, but what is we have to have a child, then our life is complete. Other people say, what child? Child is okay, but I must have some wealth also. I must produce wealth. I must make wealth. Because wealth is everything. When you have wealth, then you have respect. And they keep collecting, keep collecting, keep collecting. And for what? No, I am doing it only for my children. I am not going to take it with me when I die. It is all this is only for my children. And then you sit peacefully, take Bhagwan's name. No, the inner itch is there. That itch is the desire to create wealth. And lastly, the desire for name and fame, lokeshna, to be known in the world. Today only someone asked, Swamiji, I have been to Kailash 3 times and I feel I am spending so much money for Kailash in this afternoon satsang. I am spending so much money for going to Kailash. Should I be spending that money for poor people and food and orphanage and this and that? What do you think? I don't think anything. If you have got too much money, you give it to me. No, but tell, yeah, is it right? Why this thought is coming in my mind that I should not go to Kailash, but instead I should give it to the poor people. What would you answer? Why he wants to do it? This is so the answer came when he asked this question. we do things like this because, and on top of that, he's saying that I'll do all this, I will do all these donations anonymously. He will do it anonymously, but everywhere he will beat his drum. I gave donation there, I did this there, I gave that money to this much money to that orphanage, and I fed those so many people. It's an ego trip. You want, this is lokeshana. You want to be known. You want to do good. You want to, if you want to, nobody asks this question. If you want to do good, you do it and forget. Story over. It's not a question to be asked to just because you saw a Swami. If you ask the question, it's an ego trip. Do you not know that King Nahusha became the lord of the heaven by performing sacrifices but was transformed into a snake by his lax conduct? You remember the story? After Indra was, I don't know which incident that took place. Was it the incident of taking advantage of Ahalya and then being cursed by Gautam Rishi that may you leak from 1,000 pores in your body? He became a leper for 100 lives, thousands of years. Now Indra, the heaven cannot be without a king. There has to be someone who is the king of heaven and controlling. And that time there was a meeting and they said, oh, there is this Nahush. Nahush is the husband of the daughter of Shiva and Parvati. And he was selected as the king, as the new Indra. He became Indra. And once he became, and he has done lot of punya. What is the punya? All the havans that he was doing, all the chantings that he was doing. So punya brought him there. But now, are we able to sustain that power, sustain that the responsibility that comes with it? And after a few years of being there as the king of the heavens, Nahush, he started thinking that if I am the king of the heavens, then everything in heaven is mine. I am the Lord. Yes, you are the Lord. Then Shachi, Indra's wife, she is also mine because now I am the Indra. She was very beautiful. Now, what can you do if someone is thinking like this? This is what power does. Indra is powerful, he went and took advantage of Ahilya. Now Nahush has come, he is powerful, he is thinking of Indra's wife. And he approaches her. She says, not today, not today, not today, not today. And one day she was visited. I don't know the complete story, I don't remember. Was it by Brihaspati or Naradji or whatever? And she says, okay, you come, I will accept you. But you should come under these conditions. What are the conditions? That you should come in a palanquin which is carried by the Saptarishis. What लगा दी उसकी? क्योंकि she knew the time was coming close for her the original Indra to complete his period and come back to reclaim the throne of the heaven. So till that time she kept delaying, and now she says, yes, you can come. I will accept you only if you come on a palanquin carried by the 7 Saptarishis. And he was so lusty, he agreed. And he asked the Saptarishi, they have to listen, he is the Indra. And all the Saptarishis are tall, but one Agastya Rishi, he is short. So all equal, and one side the palanquin is going down. So as the palanquin is being carried by the Saptarishis, naturally he was shaking And he screamed, "Who is not holding the palanquin properly? Can't you do this much job also properly?" Forgot in that arrogance of being the Indra. This is what power does. He did not even think twice before admonishing one of the Saptarishis. And Agastya Muni, a great rishi in his own right, immediately cursed him that may you become the snake, that example that is given here by Jnaneshwari Maharaj, that Nahusha became the lord of the heaven by performing sacrifices, but was transformed into a snake by his lax conduct. This was the lax conduct. Otherwise, if he had behaved with integrity, Indra will come, but he will not get it, because all the gods will say he is a better king, Indra, than the original one. Indra is nothing but the lord of the mind. Nothing but lord of the mind. Indra is the lord of the hands and the lord of the mind. Mind means where desires come. What are your desires tamasic, rajasic, sattvic? Whatever your desires, that is the action that will come out of these hands. See, opportunity lost. Now, how many times we get an opportunity in our life and we sabotage it, or we postpone it, or we overlook it, or we don't implement it. We go into self-survival, we go into self-preservation, we go into what is in it for me. Continuing, and then he says that similarly, a snake by his lax conduct, since you earned abundant merit, you became eligible to hear this Gita, the best of all scriptures. Bhagavan is telling Arjuna. And what was the merit that he earned? Anyone remembers what is the merit he earned? What is the merit that Arjuna earned that he became eligible for the Bhagavad Gita?
Shishyasteham Sthapanam.
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः निःश्रेयस्यात् निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्. So what is the qualification? To come to a realization that I don't know what is right and wrong, O Lord. Karpanya dosho. I have become useless. And I do not know. I have become weak, I have become indecisive, and I don't know dharma sammudha cheta. I don't know what is right and wrong anymore. Nishreyasyat nishchitam bruhi tanme. Nishreyas, please tell me what is the bestest good for me. There is Shreyas, Preyas, and there is Nishreyas. Preyas is lower good, Shreyas is higher good, Nishreyas is absolute good, which is beyond the good and bad, or lower and higher. Nishreyasyat nishchitam bruhi tanme. Please tell me what is for my highest good. Don't just brush me aside by giving me some lollipop. No, Nishreyas. I want to know the Nishreyas. Another word for realization is Nishreyas Prapti. Self-realization is equal to Nishreyas Prapti. And why you should do this for me, O Lord? Why you should tell me? Shishyasteham shadhi mam tvam prapannam. Because I am your disciple, meaning I am ready to change according to the instructions that you give me. I am ready to transform myself. And not only that, shadhi mam tvam prapannam, and I am ready to surrender at your feet. Not ready to, I am surrendered at your feet. One side is the intellect is ready to change the old undo the old convictions and relearn the new ones. Shishya, that is the quality of a Shishya. And the other side is that is the head. And the heart says, I am surrendered at your feet. This is the qualification. And everything, so many other things are there. But this is the main reason. Have we read till 80? Yeah. Now 81. One moment, I have to. तरीययाची शास्त्राचेनी संप्रदाये पांघुरवनी शास्त्रार्थ हा निकेनी अनुष्ठी हो यहवी अमृतमंथना सारिखे होईल अर्जुना जरी रेघसी अनुष्ठाना संप्रदाये वीणा गाय धड जोडे गोमटी ते तैची पिवो ये किरीटी जे जाणी जे हातवटी साजवणीची तैसा श्री गुरु प्रसन्न होये शिष्य विद्या ही कीरलाहे परीते फळे संप्रदाये उपासिलिया म्हणवनी शास्त्री जो इये उचितु संप्रदायो आहे तो एक आता बहुए आदरेसी. He says, what? You should therefore try to understand the tradition of the scripture and follow it according to the rules of that tradition. If you perform your religious duties without understanding that tradition, then you will secure the result of you will secure the result like the churning of the milky sea. O Arjuna, if you have got a good cow, you will get milk only if you know how to milk her. This is the story of the novo rich. This is the story of those people who get lottery tickets. This is the story of the people who go and gamble and want to become rich overnight. And even if they get rich overnight, 98% of people, 99% of people, within a short span of time, go back to, they lose all the money that they have gained. Why? They don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to manage it. Are we like that? We have listened to the Bhagavad Gita for how many? So many years now. Are we not able to handle Bhagavad Gita? Are we not able to implement Bhagavad Gita in our life? Are we not able to live according to the diktats of the Bhagavad Gita? Has Bhagavad Gita not been able to make us, mature us? Or we have only taken the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, I can use this Bhagavad Gita to give lectures and collect money. I can use this Bhagavad Gita, fantastic. I will start my company, Gita management based on Gita, and start a business. You want to milk Gita for the money. If that is your profession, so be it. See, Jnaneshwar Maharaj is saying, or through Jnaneshwar Maharaj is talking on behalf of the Lord. He is saying, you should therefore try to understand the tradition of this scripture and follow it according to the rules of that tradition. Now, what are the traditions of Bhagavad Gita? See, Bhagavad Gita commentary has been given by Adi Shankaracharya, another commentary by Ramanujacharya, another commentary by Madhavacharya, another commentary by Paramahamsa Yogananda, another commentary by so many different masters. Bhavartha Gita, Sadhaka Sanjeevani is another commentary by Swami Ram Sukhdas. There is Chinmayananji's Gita, which is based on Shankaracharya, but it has got his flair. So many masters have come, so many great masters. They have written bhashyas with logic. Shankaracharya puts the logic in such a way that you get convinced. And I guarantee you, you go and listen to Ramanujacharya, you will get convinced there also. And if you go to listen to Bhagavad Gita commentary by Madhavacharya, who says that the world is dual and you can only serve the Lord, you can never be one with the Lord, he will put such arguments that you will believe. We are not here to condemn anyone. We are not here to take sides. Here Bhagavan is saying that according to whatever tradition you are following. Remember, Arjuna has studied under Dronacharya. He has studied under Kripacharya. Dronacharya taught them all the use of weapons. Kripacharya was their Gyan Guru. He was not only the Gyan Guru for Pandavas, he was also for the Kauravas. What each one got? What did Kauravas get out of that knowledge? That was the knowledge of Dharma. Dharma Shastra was taught to them. The Vedas were taught to them. Each one. So he's saying, don't try to copy someone else. That path is better. This outlook towards the life according to this way of thinking is better. No, whatever sampradaya, whatever lineage you are following, you continue following that, because that is there in your DNA, that is there in your psyche. Suddenly to go in diametrically opposite direction and start thinking in that way, contemplating in that way, following that way. For example, we are if you start studying the Shankaracharya philosophy and suddenly you say, I have not come across anyone who has experienced the Lord or this and that, I think there is no God, and you start following the Shunyavad. ना घर का ना घाट का, ये फिर हाल हो जाता है. So don't copy someone. Be true to yourself. Follow the lineage. Follow the sampradaya. So here, where are we? According to the rules of that tradition, if you perform your religious duties without understanding that tradition, then you will secure the results like the churning of the milky sea. So here a precaution is given. Do not practice anything in life with superstition. Practice everything with understanding. And that is important. Then you will appreciate, then you will do it even more with a greater zest, with greater availability, greater surrender, greater understanding. That's why nowadays, everywhere in the marriage, the kids who are getting married, they want to know what the rituals mean. They are not just happy that the mantras are chanted by the priest and the fire is lit and they have to go 7 times around. No, they want to know the meaning. What are the mantras saying? What are the commitments they are making that adds value to their life? They all do all that. But at the end of the marriage, the cloth is put between the boy and the girl, and the boy is given the last chance, and the girl is given the last chance. They chant some mantras and they say, Savadhan, be alert. Now you are going to be tied forever into the marriage, into commitment. 3 times they repeat. But we superstitiously we think, oh, be alert to get married. No, they told, be alert. There was a great saint by the name of Swami Ramdas, who was the guru of Swami Chhatrapati Shivaji. He was in the marriage and they said Savdhan. He said, why are they saying Savdhan? First time, again they chanted those mantras, again they said Savdhan. He understood what they were saying. When the third Savdhan was said, he threw all the clothes that he was wearing and the hat and everything and mala and ran away from there, from the marriage mandap, and became a great saint. But we, superstition, Savdhan, theek hai, we don't give it. Arey, he is warning you. He is alerting you. And then afterwards it's too late. So understand what you are getting into. Understand. With understanding, then make the decisions. What is the decision? To take sannyas, to get married, to have children. Why is it important to follow the religious diktat from morning till evening? What type of, why? Oh, this is superstition. No, it is not superstition. To get up early in the morning and Brahma Muhurt and meditating is not superstition. Taking bath twice a day is not superstition. Lighting a lamp is not superstition. Chanting the mantras, etc. is not superstition. Giving water to the sun as arghya early in the morning is not superstition. It's all scientific. Everything in our Sanatan way of life is not a superstition. If you don't know, you are calling it superstition, then go to someone who knows, he will explain. Putting Janeu, the thread around your body, it is not superstition, it is initiation. Superstition is cat crossing the road and you saying my day is going to go bad. That is superstition. A glass just before you are leaving, going outside the house or inside the house, wherever, and a glass breaks, that is, and you feel, "Arey yaar, acha ho gaya, something bad was going to happen, it has happened now by this glass breaking." That is superstition. Your right eye or left eye, what you call vibrating? क्या बोलते हैं? Flickering. That is, if this eye flickers, then it is good luck. If this eye flickers, it is bad luck. That is superstition. Understand and then practice. Otherwise, what will happen? Same thing what happened to the Asuras. They put so much effort without understanding, only prompted by their desire for the nectar. The bigger picture was lost. Bigger picture was lost. Only desire for to be immortal, desire to be immortal. Who is going to live a life which is conducive to that, to get to the immortality? Then why gods are chosen for the nectar of immortality? Because by nature they are giving. The sun is continuously giving, the moon is continuously giving, the air is continuously giving itself, fire also, earth also giving, water also giving. They are living a life of benevolence. Asuras, they live a life of greed. They lead a life of selfishness. Their tradition is selfishness. Mine is mine and yours is also mine. And Devas, in general, they have their shortcomings also, but in general, they are givers. Devas are nothing but the positive forces behind the nature. They are continuously giving without asking anything in return. But then the scriptures have said, because they are giving, we must remember them and appreciate. And what is that? Or you give food to the, nourish them by remembering them. And how do you nourish them? Through the Havan home. That fire sacrifice can be done outside in the fire. It can be done inside your body, or it can be done in the mind also. You can invoke it and offer it to the Lords. Now, is this superstition? If you have not done it, it is superstition. If you do it, you will see the results. O Arjuna, if you and results like the churning of the milky sea. So here he's talking about the Asuras, that they put so much efforts into churning the sea, they got some things out of it, but in the end, because of their greed, the tradition of greed only comes when our disposition is extrovertedness. When we think only what we see, hear, touch, feel, taste is real. That's it. Then we are sabotaging our own happiness, like the Asuras. O Arjuna, even if you have got a good cow, you will get milk only if you know how to milk her. True, isn't it? There is this story of one father. He had 9 children and he gave all the wealth he distributed among his 8 sons. And the 9th son, who was a thoda buddhu, not the worldly way, simpleton. And he says, son, when you were born, the sadhu came and he told me that in your life, your only possession is going to be a buffalo or a cow. So I don't want to risk giving anything else because you will reduce it down to cow. You will give it away or someone will steal from you. So I have kept only 1 cow for you. Everything else I had distributed to everyone. And he was a bachelor, single, young fellow, 18, 19 years old. And all the brothers, other 8 brothers were happy. We scored it, we killed it, we made it. And this young boy, he got the cow. That day, first day, he milked the cow. That's all he has. He has got no grains, only milk. He drank some milk. Morning, evening, 2 times you can milk the cow. Put some for yogurt. And just when in the afternoon he was about to eat, one Sadhu Baba came. Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi. He said, Baba, I don't have any other grains or food. I have got milk and yogurt. Are you okay with that? He says, yes, I am okay with that. He had his tummy full. And that Sadhu Baba asked this young boy, won't you give me any dakshina? You should not send a Sadhu Baba away without a dakshina. He says, Baba, I don't have anything, I don't own anything, I don't have anything that I can call my own and give it to you. He says, you have. The Lord himself has come in the form of, it seems that way. He says, you have, what I have? You have a cow. He says, yes, I have a cow. Why? For one moment, passing moment, the thought was, if I give the cow, how will I survive? But because he was a simpleton, without no manipulation in his mind, straight away he said, yes, Baba, I have this cow, which I call it is my property. My father left it for me. And he told me that I will always have a cow in my a cow with me. So if that is the way, please, you take this as a dakshina. And the Sadhu Baba took the cow as dakshina. From somewhere, by evening, one cow was in his pen again, tied outside, waiting outside his hut, because he didn't get to eat anything. So he was sleeping. When he got up, there was another cow. Next day again, one Sadhu Baba came, or some person came. Again he gave the milk and kept a little bit for himself. And gave one cow in dakshina. Every day he started giving one cow in dakshina, and somehow one cow will come outside his house after he has given away. And the highest merit one can gain in life is not by giving dakshina of money, Godan, giving away a cow, because cow is for everything. It gives you milk, it gives you, the urine is a disinfectant, the cow dung is a mosquito repellent, and it can be used for inside the house as well as outside the house. It can be used for burning. It's one animal which every part of the animal can be used. And that is being given as dakshina. How much punya that young boy is collecting? Because he understood the power of giving. Therefore, this is what we are studying in Nachiket's story also, no? Nachiket understood the power of giving. But his father, he was keeping the good cows and calves for his son, and rest of it he was giving, and it was a burden to the people to take those cows, because they were non-milking cows, they were old and decrepit cows. Yes, they have got gold and everything on them, but they have to maintain the cow. Keep them in the house and no milk coming from it, because they are old. And that's when this young boy sees the wrong that the father is doing and corrects him, and the story begins. So here when Bhagavan says, oh Arjuna, even if you have got a good cow, you will get milk only if you know how to milk her. If you have a TV and you have not read the manual, you are not going to be able to use the TV to its maximum potential. If you don't know, you put the TV on, one channel, continuously ABC is going on. Don't you get channel 7, channel 9, channel 10, SBS, etc.? I don't know. Then someone says, I didn't know all this can be done. Then another day someone comes, hey, let's see Kailash or your India trip photographs. Where? On the TV? No, I don't know. I never seen photographs on the TV. Then he shows you connected to the laptop or projected on the TV, connected to the device. Arey, this is possible, I didn't know. Arey, you should have read the manual. Similarly, there are so many things in gadgets in our house which we don't even know how to use because we have never read the manual. We are living this life and we have not read the manual of life. What is the manual of life? Bhagavad Gita. Have we studied? Have we implemented? Have we understood? So even if a seeker secures a worthy preceptor and attains knowledge through his grace, that knowledge will be fruitful only if he observes the tradition of that knowledge. So I shall tell you now the proper tradition of this Gita scripture. Hear it with due respect. So, who are you listening at this moment? Who you are listening Bhagavad Gita from? From Swami Paramananda Saraswati. Which tradition does he belong to? He belongs to Krishna Yajurved Shankaracharya, Sringeri Peeth. That is the lineage. And what do we propagate? What do we follow? We follow Advaita Vedanta. So then you put yourself, you try to understand it from that point. Don't try to, what do you call, then we must follow it in our daily life. We must implement it in our daily life. We must try and see the life from the eyes of the preceptor, from the eyes of the scriptures, from the eyes of the Lord, not our eyes. And judge the preceptor, judge the scripture, judge the Lord. दुनिया बनाने वाले काहे को दुनिया बनाई? तुझे तंग करने के लिए. But if we understand Bhagavad Gita and still this question remains, why Lord, oh Lord, why did you make this world such a difficult place? Then you have not bloody understood anything. Go back to basics. So what is that tradition of that knowledge he is going to tell? We will see that in our next class. We'll read the verse and look at it in our next class. Idante na tapaskaya, idante na tapaskaya, na bhaktaya kadachana, na bhaktaya kadachana, na cha shrushrushave vachyam, na cha shrushrushave vachyam, na cha mam yobhyasuyati, na cha mam yobhyasuyati. Together. Idam te na tapaskaya, na bhaktaya kadachana, na cha shrushrushave vachyam, na cha mam yobhyasuyati. What does he say? Never is this to be told by you to a non-ascetic, nor to one who is not a devotee, nor to one who does not wish to hear it, nor to one who cavils at me. We'll look at these words in detail in our next class. Enjoy. And happy Narsimha Jayanti. What was the mantra? You remember? You know the Narsimha mantra? Ugram Veeram. क्या था? ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम् उग्रं वीरम् mental block.
उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं
हाँ, उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंह भीषणं भद्रं मृत्यो मृत्युं महा नमाम्यहम्. So just listen now. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvatomukham Nrusimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityo Mrityum Namamyaham. Narasimha Bhagwan is the death of the death. So invoke him and be fearless in this life. That's what Gita is also teaching. I gave a talk on this mantra this afternoon. Listen to it on YouTube. Very nice the thought came out. Hari Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om.